All right, guys, what's going on? 93B Rice here, and we are back. We're going to be doing heavy Madden content. Madden NFL 22 is here, and this video is just kind of an update video to show you guys, to tell you guys what we're going to be doing with the channel and with Madden. We're going to be doing two different Madden NFL 22 Ultimate Team series. The first one will debut tomorrow. The second one will debut on Wednesday. I'm not going to tell you what those are. You're going to have to check them out. See for yourself. And then we're going to be doing two franchise series. The one franchise series is going to be a rebuild series, and that is not going to start until they add this scouting update that they said they're adding in September. So once they do that, I will start that franchise. But we will have a franchise that is starting on Friday. But for those two franchises, that's mainly what this video is about. I want to ask who you guys want to see me be. I'm going to give you a choice of 4 teams per franchise. And yeah, let me know in the comments below who you want to see me play. Starting off with our Friday franchise series, which is going to be more of a contenders type series. 2 teams from the AFC, 2 teams from the NFC that I would like to be. And just comment down below who you want to see. Starting off in the AFC, one team that I would like to do a series with is the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo was 1 win away from the Super Bowl last year. Josh Allen made huge strides, MVP contention, and that team is really good, and they're going to be fun to play with. Once they figure out that running back situation, if Singletary or Moss can step up and be that lead running back for them, they're obviously a passing team with Josh Allen and Diggs and everyone there. But if they can get some consistent running, they'll be a really, they're a contender already. But if they get consistent running, sky's the limit for them because their defense is excellent and their passing game is excellent. The other team in the AFC is the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are a team for a very long time that people are like, you got to watch out for the Chargers this year. You got to, and I'm like, no, you don't. No, they're not as good as people think they are. But now I'm on that train that the Chargers are a team to watch out for. They're an underdog team because of Justin Herbert. I thought Justin Herbert was going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I didn't think this fast. Obviously rookie of the year last year, and he was absolutely phenomenal. And it is a great chance to bring that team back to the playoffs, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with the Chargers. I think they had a really good draft. I think they have a lot of fun pieces, and they're a team that definitely can get into the playoffs. Are they going to win their division? Unless serious injuries happen to the Chiefs, no, they're not winning their division. But there's 3 wild card teams, so very, very good possibility. They stay healthy, they could be one of those teams. So that'd be a really fun team to play with. Heading to the NFC side, the other Los Angeles team, the Los Angeles Rams, is one of my teams that I want you guys to choose from. The Rams, obviously, a few years ago, amazing run, made it to the Super Bowl, and then put up a dud in probably the worst Super Bowl of all time for the Patriots against the Rams. But yeah, and they finally decided, you know what? We need to go and get a quarterback that is better than just good. Jared Goff doesn't, he gets a lot of slack, but I don't think he's as bad as people think he is, but he is just good. That's who Jared Goff is. He didn't develop as the first overall pick that everyone thought he could, and that's why I think a lot of people are down on him, but I don't think he's as bad as people think he is. He's just good, but they went out and made a huge upgrade by making that trade, Jared Goff and picks for Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a guy that he's had weapons in wide receivers, but he's never had a great defense, and he's never had a great O-line. The Rams' O-line is fine, but their defense is obviously incredible. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey alone makes you a great defense, but they just have all the pieces, and yeah, I think Matthew Stafford can really elevate this team to be a Super Bowl contender. Obviously, the injury to Cam Akers is big, but that just means that instead of a balanced team, they will focus more on the pass. And who knows? Maybe a running back on their roster steps up and has a great year. The final team that I want you guys to choose from is the Arizona Cardinals. They, of course, made big strides. Kyler Murray made a push for a bit to be MVP. But obviously, he faltered a bit, and the team kind of went on a downward spiral, and they still almost made the playoffs. They really did. They almost made the playoffs, but they just missed out. DeAndre Hopkins was the steal trade of the century, and he proved it last year, just showing that he's still that elite receiver. And then they went out, and they got J.J. Watt. Obviously, he's not what he used to be, injuries, but he's still J.J. Watt. He still has a lot of talent. And A.J. Green, now he doesn't have to be the guy. They already have Christian Kirk, so their wide receivers, Hopkins, A.J. Green, Christian Kirk, like you can go on that team. That team is just super talented. Isaiah Simmons, who I was surprised did not play as well as I thought he was going to in his rookie year, I think still can be a game changer on their defense. And obviously they lost Patrick Peterson. They let him go, the contract, his age. But I still think Arizona is a contender in the NFL. Do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? I don't know. They're going to have defense really step up. But I think they're definitely a contender to make the playoffs. I think the NFC West, I have two teams to pick from in there for you guys, is the best division in football. I don't think there's a bad team in that division. So it's going to be really interesting to see if, who knows, maybe that entire, with the new 3 wildcard teams, maybe that entire division makes the playoffs. It's entirely possible with how good that division is. Obviously, health is going to be a big thing, but Arizona will be a really fun team to play with. So in the comments below, for my Contenders franchise series, would you like to see me play as the Buffalo Bills, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Los Angeles Rams, or the Arizona Cardinals? That series will start on Friday, so comment as fast as you can before the series starts. Get that in. Now, the rebuild series, you obviously have some time before that starts because we got to wait for the update. But the 4 teams that I am considering for the rebuild series, it's not, when you think of rebuild, you think of a team that's really bad and they need a lot. Some of these teams, they need fixing in areas. Other teams, they're just young. So yeah, I'm going to give you 2 AFC, 2 NFC. The first AFC team I'm giving you is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They obviously just got the first overall pick in Trevor Lawrence, who in one preseason game already looks like a star quarterback. And it's just preseason. But yeah, he is going to be special. They got Travis Etienne, which was a strange pick for me because James Robinson was so good, but you know, Etienne can play receiver, he can play that. Tim Tebow, they got Tim Tebow, who's a tight end now. It's really weird. But I think they made a lot of great moves in free agency, and they had an incredible draft. And I think they are a team that can really, really turn things around. And I think they'll be a lot of fun to play with. So that is one of my rebuild teams. The other rebuild team is a division rival of my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's the Cincinnati Bengals. They're another team that they're getting there. They really are. They're not a joke anymore. Joe Burrow, obviously he got injured, but before he got injured, he was absolutely phenomenal, and they draft his buddy Jamar Chase, who looks like a stud at wide receiver. A lot of people weren't happy that they didn't go with O-line, I feel like their O-line is better than people think it is. It's not as bad as it used to be. Could it be better? Of course. It's not an elite O-line, but I think it will do the job. And I think they're going to be a fun team to play with, especially with that offense, with those weapons. Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow being the quarterback. It's a really fun team. In the NFC, this is where things a little different. Rebuild the Detroit Lions, the team that got rid of Stafford to get Jared Goff, more to get picks. But I really like what they're doing in Detroit. They're a fun team because they're really young. And obviously, like, they have that big question mark at quarterback. But they have running back. Their O-line is getting better. Like, Sewell's a great pick, and their young guys really are starting to play well. DeAndre Swift he's going to be a special player. They need receivers, but St. Brown, their draft pick, is he is very underrated. I think Jeff Okudah had a really off year, is going to have a much better. I think he's going to improve as he plays. I think the NFL came to him. The speed of the NFL came to him as a shock, and I think he's really going to have a much better season. So the Detroit Lions are one of the NFC teams for the rebuild series, and the final team for the rebuild series is another team in the NFC North, the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears, they're not super like rebuild because they did much better last year than people thought they would. But they still went and they made the right decision and they got Justin Fields. And I want to play with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is my favorite player coming out of that draft. Him and Najee Harris. Luckily, Najee went to the Steelers. So I was really happy about that. But I love Justin Fields. I just want to play with him. I want to play with Justin Fields. So Chicago, even though they're not a contender, I wouldn't say they're a rebuild. We're putting them in the rebuild category. So yeah, for my rebuild series, comment below whether you would want to see the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Detroit Lions, or the Chicago Bears. That series will start as soon as the scouting update comes out for Madden in September, whenever that may be. So yeah, comment below for those two series. First one starting on Friday. We have a 2 Ultimate Team series starting this week, tomorrow and Wednesday, so check those out. Thanks for watching. We are back. 93B Rights is here and is back to stay. Madden NFL 22 season. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button. And yeah, have a good one.